Hey, hey, hey. Can you?
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? You see
Uh-huh.
me?
I hear you. Uh-huh.
You see? Okay. Hello, guys, and welcome to today's live stream. Okay, that's the beauty of live, right? Welcome to the Creative Girl
It
of
is.
Color podcast, episode number 3, season 2. You guys, should you quit your job before becoming a full-time artist? Is the question today. That's what we're going to tackle here on the Creative Girl of Color podcast with Keila Small, you guys. So let's jump in. I'm so glad you guys are here. Go ahead and comment below. Let me know how you're feeling. Tell me all the things, you guys. Yay. So we're going to jump in any minute now, right into some of the things that we have for today's episode. And it's going to be jam packed. So make sure you get out your notebooks and all the things, you guys, because we have so many gems that we're going to drop today. And happy MLK Day, guys. Happy Monday, right? Hi everybody. Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at the comments really quick. If you have any comments, go ahead and comment. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below and let me know what's been going on. Catch me up. Hey everybody. Vanessa's in the house. All the people. Vanessa's in the house. Yes. Okay, you guys. Okay, so let's jump into today's episode really quick. Um, I'm gonna move my camera over so you guys can like see the beauty of the side of my head.
I was
Okay.
wondering why
Uh,
you had it sideways.
huh?
I was wondering why you had it in this angle. Like, why not straight where we can see your face?
I know. I know. I know what it is I think it's the way my desk is. Anyway,
Okay.
we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it was there was something going on with the logistics, you guys. So anyway, so yeah, let's jump into it. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Kayla, so people can know who you are, and then we're gonna jump into today's topic, and we're gonna go over today's key points, you guys.
Sure. Hi guys, I am Kayla Small. I'm the owner of Design by Kayla. I have been in this business for about 4 years now, full time for about really a year. Last year is when I seriously, did the jump and said, okay, I'm going to try to actually make money with art. So I am happy to be here and happy to share my knowledge.
Yes, indeed. Just in case you guys are new around here, my name is Danielle. I am an artist and entrepreneur, mom, YouTuber, podcast, and I do all the things, you guys. But I specialize in portraits and flowers and butterflies and all of that stuff. But today we're gonna tackle, should you be quitting your job? I get this question a lot. I think this question kind of came up a few times in my DMs with private messages with people. And I've seen quite a lot of people in the art industry kind of talking about it. Like, should you have a part-time job, or should you have, your full-time job and then you go and you slowly transition in? So a lot of people beginning their journey really don't know about that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, welcome to Art Business Mondays. We're gonna be doing this every week, you guys. Same time, same place. We will definitely be on time next time, right? Okay. So yeah, go ahead and drop your question below. Hopefully, you guys are. I want to know where you guys are coming in at, and we'll get to your questions right in the middle. But we're gonna jump into the. You have anything you want to add, Kayla? If not, we're gonna jump into the first tip, and then we're gonna kind of like talk about it.
hmm Do you? No, I don't have anything to add unless you're ready to dive in, which is I'm excited about.
Okay. I'm going to talk about our first tip, and I'm going to pop that on the screen. That's kind of why you see me having this awkward position because I'm doing the computer at the same time, you guys. So number one, right? Our number one recommendation. Me and Kayla was talking about this last night as we set it up. As we were setting up today's live, we was thinking about like some of the things that we wanted to do or we should have done, when we was thinking about going full time. And everybody has their own journey. And I want to really put out there, you guys, that today's tips are more so for people just getting into the art industry and you really don't know anything. And these are just our personal opinions. Everybody has their own tips and tricks and their own ways of doing things. So really just take notes and take away some of the things from us that you feel apply to your life. At the end of the day, you have to do things that, you know what I mean, that you feel is going to be good for you, right? Okay, so make sure number one, make sure you have some savings or some sort of backup plan, you guys. I think this is really integral when you're talking about really transitioning in and kind of figuring things out when it comes to being a full-time artist. You definitely want to have a plan. That's number one. You want to have some sort of savings, something in the background. You want to have some sort of income because the art thing or the art industry is so, you know what I mean? It's really, really fickle dealing with the art industry. Some days you're up, some days you're down, right? And you definitely want to make sure that you have that sort of cushion, especially if, like, say you're a mom or a dad or whatever it is, you have a family, you have kids, especially if you have kids to think about, or you got a mortgage, or whatever your personal situation is, you definitely want to think about those things when you're jumping into an art career. Definitely, I mean, it sounds fun, it looks fun. Everybody's, on the gram, taking pictures next to their art. Everybody's key, having a good time. But at the end of the day, you definitely want to make sure that you're preparing yourself so that you don't end up in the hole and your family looking at you like, why are we in a cardboard box? Because you want to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think, Kayla?
Yeah, I agree with you. And my advice will be to make sure you're financially ready. Um, I don't know. I don't talk much about my background, but I went to school. I got my master's, and I used to be an engineer before quitting my engineering job to become a full-time artist. But before I made the jump, my husband and I worked on it for 2 years prior to make sure we had the credit cards down, we had our financial situation, we paid a lot of the bills that we had before I could stay home. And I'm also a mother of three. They were all three in daycares, but me working still brought something to the table versus me just quitting my job. By any mean, I would tell someone to just quit your job today and be a full-time artist, because this business is very, like, 1 month you can have 20,000 commissions and then next month you begging for one. So and when you an artist, you never know when you're next, unless you have a full-time job where you're working from someone. But I'm talking about being an artist, being, managing your own business on your own. So it's very hard. Some months, they might be harder than the others. So before you make the jump, I would say make sure you're financially ready and make sure you're mentally ready as well. Because being an entrepreneur, y'all, it is not easy. So make sure you are mentally ready for that up and down. It's like watching the stock market, one day it go up, one day it goes down. So make sure you're ready for all these bump yeah, that you're gonna be encountering, while you be an art, while you enter your journey. But everyone's journey is different. So I don't want to tell you when to do it, on how to do it, but I would tell you, you sit down, you make a plan. Like Daniel said, have a plan. Say, okay, I have this credit card, I have this student bill, I have my phone bill, whatever. I just financed my computer, whatever you just did. Put that down and have a plan to cut those things down first, and then you can make a jump, so that will give you. And while you're doing that, you can also try to work two full-time job. You work your other job, and then you're also working as an artist, so you're working towards taking that big jump to just only live off being an artist. So all I have.
Oh yeah, believe me, I'm with you on that. Sorry, you guys, I'm gonna move my camera again. I'm still working out my whole camera setup. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm still working it out. Okay. I feel like I need to bring it down just a smidge. Sorry. I know you're like, please bear with me. Okay. Because I want to make sure. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's how I feel too. Like when I first began, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. When I first began being an artist, I had got out of something traumatic, a traumatic relationship that I was going through in New York. I really wanted to get out. I mean, it was so traumatic where it was like unsafe for me to kind of be there. So me and my whole family kind of picked up. We moved to New York City and all of that. And we, we just packed everything up. I had a little bit of savings. But again, I have kids and I have other stuff to worry about. So it's like things that you feel like you're prepared for when you have kids, you never really prepared for. And you know what I mean? So it's like, was I really prepared for that? In hindsight, I don't think I was, because I had a little bit of savings. I had a little bit of, I had already paid for the place here in Maryland. I had saved up, and I mean, if anybody knows, moving is like insane, especially if you move from one state to another. Between all the moving expenses of that, da 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 da, and then once you get to the place or wherever you're moving to, if you move to another state, you have to get acclimated. You have to change your license over. You have all of these things, all of these logistics that you have to change over and do when you get to that place. So, and at the same time, I wasn't trying to be a full-time artist when I first moved. I was like transitioning into it. So it was like something that I was already doing metalsmithing and stuff like that, doing my jewelry making, but I knew I wanted to do something creative, and basically art was the next transition over, because I wanted to really do something creative. Um, and that's how that kind of manifested for me, doing the art and all of the things, right? Um, but then of course, once you're out of work for a while, and those are the things that you have to think about. This is why I say we're real artists giving you real tips. It's no fluff like, oh, it's gonna be so wonderful. Just quit your job and unicorns are gonna fly through the air. you know, it's no such thing. Like, so like I said, once I got, into doing the art and stuff like that, that was another thing I had to think about. I had to start thinking about, like, do I have money for supplies? Am I, doing all of these different components that it requires for me to be able to even sell my work? You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole thing that I had to think about. And in the meantime, I was still working. Even once I moved here, and it's been a few years now, we've been here. Once I moved from New York, and I started to really, and it's only been like, what, 2 years that I really started to go hardcore with my art. Once I really decided to go hardcore with my art, I still was working. My background is in the medical field. So doing CPR and giving medications and yada, 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 and helping people in their homes and caring for elderly people and sick people and all the things. So I'm still kind of certified and I have all these medical whatever certifications, and I still keep that to this day in case I ever have to fall back on it. And there are times where I'm like, oh my God, and then mind you, I'm a single parent, I have help and stuff from my family, which is great also. We'll talk about that later. But it's like I'm still a single parent. So it's like the buck stops at me. It's like people are looking at me like, okay, where's my clothes? Where's my food? Where's my this, that, and the third? You know what I mean? And so you got to be able to deliver. You can't be like, well, I had to buy art supplies so you can eat the art supplies. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Um,
like,
yes,
go ahead. Hmm?
yes, I agree. I mean, do it when you know you're ready, and you will know when you're ready to. I mean, it will feel right to you to do it. When you're ready, you have the confidence, and you will know, okay, it is the time to do it. So you will just know when to make the jump without any doubt. But if you're having doubts, that's probably, well, let me not say that's probably not the good time, because I had doubts no matter what. So, but you will know deep inside of you when you should do it. So not just doing the job and then quit your job. Like, I had my husband to fall. If anything happened, my husband can support both of us. So
Right,
that's
right.
another thing. As a single parent, or as just you by yourself, you don't have anyone to fall onto. So you might want to think twice. You might want to work towards making your business where it's supposed to be. And while you're working, start with your social media, start with the website. You're gonna need money for all of this to start the business. So don't start,
Exactly.
start when you have a plan, when you kind of like, let's say, when you already know what you want the business, your whys, what you want your business to be within
Hey
next year.
guys,
So
I
yeah.
see you all out there.
I can't see the comments. So
Oh, you got it. Are you on your phone? I don't know.
on
You are.
my
You could.
phone.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because we're on Facebook at the same time. So that's I was
Okay.
watching. I was watching both of the comments. But yeah,
Right.
I agree. I agree. So it's like, but again, you guys, this is why we really wanted to talk about this issue. You know what I'm saying? Because you see a lot of the artists. I mean, even us. You may see us, all you see is a 5-second clip, of us painting or posting something beautiful on Instagram, but that is only a 5-second clip of what really goes down. You know what I mean? And what it
Mhm.
really takes to be an entrepreneur. What it really takes to be an entrepreneur. Sorry if you guys hear banging because the kids, okay, they're going bananas. They're like, oh, really? You live? Boom, 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 boom.
Of course. I give mine some popcorn. They watching a movie. Not sure how long
So,
that will last though.
and we ain't got long, but anyway,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, a lot of times we watch our favorite artists and our favorite people on Instagram and all of these different people that we look up to, and it looks so beautiful and so glamorous and all the things, and you're like, oh my God, I love it.
You
I want to be
admire
just
them.
like them. But you
Yes.
don't realize that your favorite artist just took $50,000 out in grants and loans, and or they're behind on their mortgage because they didn't make enough money in commissions, or they didn't get that big sale from that big kahuna collector or whatever. Or a lot of times we don't think about the fact that our industry is based off of the economy and what's going on in the economy, right? So, like with Corona and everything that's happening in 2021, are we really thinking about that? Are we pivoting? Because you also got to pivot with what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world, and are we really kind of thinking about those things? So yeah, I think that's a good point. Yes. Okay, we can probably move on unless you want to add something, Kayla.
Oh no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Don't. And then your journey is different than your favorite artist. Your favorite artist might be on step N or Z, and you on step A. You can't. That artist might be doing it for 20 years, so you can't compare yourself with this person. And you know what I mean, like, and you just starting. So comparison is the it's our biggest enemy as artists. Like, we compare ourselves often, and I do it too. Like, I go on like an Instagram and I start flipping through and looking all the nice art, what people are buying, and I'm like, why are they not buying my stuff, so stay away. I mean, try not to compare as much as you can. Because it will destroy you. It will make you never do that jump. It will never make you feel confident enough to just start. That comparison is, oof.
Amen. I mean, when you comparing yourself, comparison is the death of all creativity, because you'll be running
Yeah,
around comparing yourself to what they're doing, and
yeah,
meanwhile they're leagues ahead of you in their story. They're already on chapter 20. You're just beginning, or maybe they're not even on chapter 20. Maybe they met the right people. So you got to think about that too,
yes,
because I've known
that
artists
was
who who they just started, but boom, they know Oprah, or
yeah.
they know, or their mama works for Oprah,
Hmm.
right? So you got to think about connections, and networking is another component of that too. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next tip, you guys. All right, then. So tip two. Do you have a following? So that's another big thing. Do you have the following to become full time, right? I know I got a rude awakening, a big awakening when I started my Patreon, because I was looking at other artists. I'm gonna get brutally honest about that, because I want you guys to know this. That when I started my Patreon, like what, 2 years ago? It was probably about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Um, I was doing it because I seen other YouTubers doing, or other people that was doing it. And I'm like, my art is just as good, or I'm just as good, or I'm just as worthy. We all get that in our heads, right? We're just as worthy, and we are. But what you don't know is why Joe Schmo with the weird Panther art has, 50 to 100 people on their Patreon. Why? Or whatever, because they have 50,000 people, 60,000 people on their Instagram, or 50,000 people on their Twitter. So a lot of times, again, we're always looking, right, with rose colored glasses. And a lot of time, I think it's also because as artists, we're not as forthcoming with our finances and what we have going on and what's going on inside. So that it's kind of hard for people to really know for real where we're at as artists, or what's really happening. So a lot of times we look at people and we see stuff, and we don't really know what's happening with them, and we want to be like them. So if you don't have the following, that's not going to translate when you're trying to monetize, and you're trying to get commissions, and you're trying to do all these different things. That's not going to translate because you don't have the following. And that's just the bottom line. The following directly correlates to you getting money for commissions, you getting people to buy from your website, you getting people to support you on Patreon, you getting people to support you on Twitch, and all the things. What do you think, Kayla?
I don't know, because I just started my Instagram last year. I have maybe 1,400 followers. Um, I don't know, because within my pet portrait alone, I don't like to talk about how much money I make whatsoever, because I know a lot of artists do that. They make this amount of money. I'm not that. But within the little pet portrait alone, last year, easily I made about $20,000, and that's just with 1,000 followers. I think, to me, the followers help. Don't get me wrong, it does help. The more people that see your art, the more you sell, the more you get commissions. That's true. I mean, mathematically that makes sense. But I think, to me, it's having the right people. You can have 600 followers, but having 300 of them supporting you constantly, monthly, or however they share your work, they do this. It's just having constant people to support you, having the right people to back you up. You know what I mean? So I don't know if, yes, somebody that make 100 followers, within the 100,000 followers, there's gonna be a good amount of them that will. There's gonna be somebody who's gonna buy it. You know what I mean? So I agree. The more followers you have, the higher chance you have to be making money. But at the same time, it's not only that, because I advertise all my pet portraits outside of social media. I usually go to vet place. I go to groomers and I tell them, hey, this is what I can do. I email fundraising company and I said, hey, we can raise money together. So this doesn't require me to even have social media to make the amount of money I made last year just by painting pet portraits and get this amount versus that one. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Followers are
Mm-hmm.
great, but having a bunch of followers that just sit there and say that don't even like your post, it's as much as not having any followers at all. But the more you have, the higher chance you have to one of them to invest. That's true. Because if you have 60,000 followers, if you show your art every day, one person, at least one out of the 60,000 followers will purchase it. Yeah, and sometimes none, but you have a higher chance to getting that one to purchase it. That's true, but I don't have that many followers. I'm now trying to grow Instagram, which I'm not really big on social media, but I need to. Um, but I made I make pretty good money just doing my art with only 1,400 followers. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It all I think to me as being an artist, we also have different stream of incomes. So it all depends on how you
Right, which
market
we'll
your.
talk about.
Yeah, so which is the
Yes,
next.
indeed.
So I don't know. It all depends. I think it all depends.
Yeah, but again, see, this just goes to show you, even though, like, say you, like me, we have almost the same amount of followers, but our situations are going to be different. Our streams of income are going to be different, depending on the way you hustle and the way you get yourself out there is going to be depending on how much money you make.
Yeah, I think it depends on
And
who is following you. I think it's who is following you is the most important
right,
thing. Having a bunch of dead accounts, people just there to
exactly.
they don't even comment, they don't share. It's like, you know,
And that's what happens a lot of times, especially Instagram or Twitter, like that. You get people who follow you, or like those bots, the bots, they be following you and stuff, and they don't really like anything. Or you get people that do like, oh, follow for follow, or follow
that's
me now, or they'll follow and then unfollow you. So,
yes, exactly. So I rather not have
so that
60,000 followers if I have to deal with that nonsense every single time. Like, or they come under your post and always constantly advertising their business under your post, which is I found rude, quite frankly. But hey, everybody need to eat, right? But but
right.
yeah, so this is very common when you see somebody has a big followers, and once you're scrolling down, you find one person that's always trying to push their businesses in the comments. It's like that is so rude.
Yeah,
So
yeah, oh yeah, I know it's rude. But you
I'm gonna
already
use
know it's always some like predator in the comments eat off of your plan. It's always something weird going on. So
yeah,
we're gonna head on to
yeah.
that was a good tip. You guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Um yeah, I hope you guys are really, really enjoying today's live. I'm so glad we can come on and kind of just like kind of decompress from the day and talk about business, all the things that we want to talk about as entrepreneurs, and you know what I mean, especially Black women. We definitely got to stick together like this. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's head on to number three. Number three, are you making enough money to sustain yourself every month? That is another factor that's going to contribute to why, or not why, but how you're going to be able to maintain yourself. If you know that you can maintain yourself specifically on art, right? Without any help from anybody, any grants, anything, right? Can you really sustain yourself on your art? Like, do you know, like, okay, I have a certain amount of people on Patreon, or I have a certain amount of people to my email list, and they get the subscription boxes every month, da 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 da. All of these different things, do you know is going to accumulate to you making enough to sustain you, your kids, or whoever in your household for the month, right? And every month. That's how you know, okay, cool, I'm going to jump in and I'm just going to, get out there on faith. Because remember, it's going to be certain months. If you make enough money every month, you may get some months where you get like an enormous amount of money. You know what I mean? You get an absorbent amount of money. Um, and those are the months that you should definitely be kind of saving certain things back and da 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 da, if it's possible. But yeah, what do you think, Kayla?
That's true. And this is one thing I would tell most artists too. When you're starting, try to create a business that sells itself versus you constantly. I did not know when I did not know this when I started. When I started with strictly commissions, and I'm still doing a lot of commissions, a lot of the pet portraits. It's not selling itself. It's not making money monthly by itself. And for you to feel comfortable financially as an artist, I think it's great to, I don't know, write a book or develop a course that's just people just join every month. Try to monetize your art, or when it comes, so it's like every month, this business is giving me that much money, and this money cover my rent. All I have to figure out is how to pay my car notes or something like that. But I did not know about this when I started as an artist, and that's something someone never told me. And I wish I knew that, because I studied with heavily commissions. Well, I was teaching a lot of classes. Again, that's something I have to invest my time. I have to physically go there and make money. But if you do art like prints, you can turn your prints into other things. You know what I mean? So that's a really good thing to do once to think about it when you're starting your art business. Then you will be more confident next month, even if you don't get two commissions, but you still have money coming in from Patreon or YouTube, or I don't know, all this other social media platform that pays you to be on there. So it's really good to have like a monthly steady income from another source versus just taking commissions and selling your art or things like that, because it may not go well a month or 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah, I know. I know. You know, being an artist, like I said, it's not for play. I know
No.
I keep saying it, but I really feel like you have to be like, I think it requires a certain type of personality to be an artist and an entrepreneur. You really have to have that like kind of go getter mentality and spirit, and in some cases you have to be kind of strategic and ruthless and definitely make a plan for how you're going to attack it. Because remember, when you're being an artist, you are doing art. um you're your own business, right? It's like, especially if you have a business like a LLC and all of that stuff. Like say if I have my Creative Girl LLC, when I file taxes and all of that stuff, you're your own boss, your own person. You got to think about all these expenses that go in between. Like, how are you going to feed your kids? How are you going to provide medical insurance? How are you gonna provide all of these things off of your your income that you make for your art and stuff like that? Um, how you gonna pay your car note? All of these different things that you gotta think about. You're your own boss, so you have to be hardcore, kind of strategic and thinking about your plan as you flow through that. Because if you're just like willy nilly, it's gonna tire you out, and you're gonna lose the love for it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, commissions will do that to
So
you too.
yeah. Oh my God. Don't even get us started on commissions. Absolutely insanity. Okay. Um,
Oh.
this is definitely a good time. I want to have you guys go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button. If you like this sort of content, if you're getting value out of you guys, don't forget to share and like it if you're over on Facebook, and subscribe if you're on YouTube, you guys. So yeah. Um, that's definitely not for play when you dealing. I want everybody to be kind of prepared for that. Because, like I said, a lot of people are not telling you that. A lot of people are like, "Oh, go out." Who was saying that? Somebody was saying that. I was listening to one time, and it was like, "I made $100,000 last year, and it's so easy. You can do it too. Woohoo!"
I mean, you can. Don't get me
And
wrong.
I was like,
You can make $100,000 with being an artist, but it's the work it takes to make 100,000. I mean, it's not for everyone. You have, we are mothers, we have kids, we have to homeschool, we have to, we have to be with our families. I mean, it's a sacrifice to make $100,000 a year as an artist, unless you have a one big gig. You got one big thing that's just so big that's making, because even me with my pet portrait, I can make money doing it, but I had to stop because I can't. Then my kids see me sitting in here all the time, and they're like, "You going back to the studio, mommy? You going back in the studio?" They're like starting to say like, "Oh no, you always in there." So it's you have to pick and
I
choose, or
know. I'm
the
telling you.
family or the money. So it's what it is.
Now, I would say if you're, I mean, again, these are just my opinions about it, but if you're single, and I mean single meaning you're not married, you don't have any kids or whatever, or maybe you're not married but you don't have any kids, this is your time, okay? To you, this is, if you really want it, then you got to go get it. Like,
Yes.
to grind it out. There should be no excuses. Maybe, oh, I'm tired, I didn't feel like it, or I wasn't trying to do that, because kids is what stops me and Kayla from being able to really be a beast with it. Like, I do a lot, but it's a lot more that I would really like to do that I can't do, because like right now, my kids are like, how, like, you're gonna be me?
Yes. And
You know
they
what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's like it's hard.
Yeah, you have to balance it out. At some point you have to say,
You were
okay,
saying something?
yeah. And yeah, I say you have to like balance it out. Can you hear me?
Right, right. Yeah. I can hear you. I thought you were
Okay.
finishing. Sometimes it's like blanking in and out. But yeah, you have to kind of balance your time. And that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. Balancing your time and kind of figuring out, like, a lot of people are like, oh, you're like organized, you're like on different time, different day. Yeah, because if I don't organize, I will never get anything done, and my life will be an absolute like mess. And I'm like, I can't do that to myself. I really, for me, I'm type person where I do structure, schedules, routines. Those are the things for me, and that's kind of why being an entrepreneur is good for me, because I'm a self starter and a go getter, and I'm always 24/7, like making my own schedule, like doing, like really getting that down and doing the nitty gritty with a lot of my stuff. So if you don't have that sort of personality and you're really not trying to go hard body with it, this may not be. And again, this is my opinion. I don't want nobody sending me no hate mail. Okay. Just my
Well, it's true
don't
though.
send me no hate mail. Okay. Yeah.
Daniel said.
Like you know, I get that. Like Danielle told me to go ahead and quit my job, and I wasn't a go getter. No, I did not. Don't put me in the middle of that. Okay. Like, I'm gonna put. I should have put it in the banner. Danielle said nothing. Okay, these are just tips and tricks. Okay, that's it. You can
Oh, you're kidding me.
apply. Okay,
Daniel
but
said.
like Danielle told me. Danielle said no. Danielle did not. Danielle said nothing. Okay. I did not tell you to quit your job. Do not call me. Oh
Okay,
my god! Like yo,
our followers probably
people be
saying,
trying me.
"Ooh,
I'm
that's
like,
so
bro,
funny."
I did not tell you that. Oh man.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying.
Okay, we gonna get it together, y'all. Let's move on to tip number 4. Okay. Um,
Oh Lord.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Are we on number 4? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
This one goes with what
Jesus
we were
Christ.
saying
Okay.
before. This one goes with exactly what we were saying before, and I did not pay attention to this key right there, and I wish I did because having different streams of income would have made me further in my art career than I am now. I've only focused on teaching art, teaching art, teaching art, and then the pandemic hit, and nobody was teaching anymore. So now I'm like, oh crap. So this is when I studied the pet portrait. I mean, thank God that kicked in quick. But at the same time, it's very important that when you're starting your income, you're not just creating, you're thinking ahead. What can I do with that creation? What can I do with what I'm creating? How can I use this thing to make something else with it? You know, it's very, very, very important because not every day somebody will buy something from you.
Right, right. Um, and I think that's the name of the game. I feel like creating different streams of income.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because a lot of artists, they like that's what you want, right? You want variety. That way, if something happens in the economy, something goes downhill, you can go ahead and say, okay, boom, I can't teach anymore in person. Now I go to virtual learning, virtual parties, virtual
Mm-hmm.
conferences, whatever it is, right? Because when COVID happened, a lot of us were scrambling, like, oh, because remember when COVID happened, that was 2021, March 2021. That's what is that? Convention season, that's federal season.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great time for people to kind of out there. That's the time people go to conventions and go to these different flea markets and stuff like that. I know for me, I like to go to trade shows. I like to go to flea markets, and I like to go sell my work in person so people can see the work, they can feel the work. You know what I mean? People get a better experience when they can actually see your stuff, right? It's a tangible thing. And also with paint parties, I had started doing paint parties like a year ago, even though I wasn't doing it before. I had held off from it, but I really started to get into like the paint party scene and all of that. And then boom, you know,
Cool.
Rona said,
Mm-hmm.
kick down the door. You know what I'm saying? And was like, today, not today. You will not be having a pool party today.
I
Okay?
used to do them a
You better
lot
get your
too.
life.
I used to do them a lot too.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
used to do them a lot,
Exactly.
and I used to do them a lot. And Rosie was like, "No, no, no, ma'am. Sit your behind home. Find something else." So yeah, I totally agree with the different streams of income because it's without it. And I would love to be one of those artists that's only creating and selling. Seriously, I would love to be that artist. And this is my goal for this year in 2021. Still doing very minimum amount of pet portraits, but creating and seeing people buying my creations, even if it's prints or whatsoever. I'm pushing that really hard. So that's one of the thing I want to see for Design by Kayla this year. But I would love to get like one of those artists, that's just creating and just just selling prints and just people just buying prints. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of us, a lot of Black artists that are doing it, but it's not that many. So that tells you how hard it is to get to that level.
Exactly. There's a lot of people that it's a lot of here that are they want to just sell their original work. Like they would just love to just sell, sell, sell. Like I guess I'm guessing that's the main goal for a lot of like artists that you want to just sell your original work for thousands of dollars, right? You want to have collectors
Mhm.
from all over the world, from Milan. You want to be able to brag when you go in Clubhouse, like, oh my god, I have like all these collectors from Milan and all these different places. Like, oh my, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to do
You want,
that,
yeah, that's the
but
best feeling
it,
as an artist.
right,
It is.
right,
It's just it feels
it is. It
it feels
is.
it feels like such an accomplishment, such a you know what I mean? You need a trophy for this. You just selling your original and your print, or you only make five prints that everybody wants because you become somebody that everyone wants a piece of your art. Like this is every artist's dreams. But as you notice, there's not that many of us. Well, there's not that many artists in general that are at that level. So yes, I mean you still need different streams of income as of now where you are in your journey. You still need to either Patreon, either teach, either YouTube, either I don't know, something.
I think you did. You blank out, Kayla? You still there,
I'm still here.
Kayla?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay. I was like, I could have sworn you blanked out.
Oh, I did? Oh, sorry.
So, yeah. I mean, no, 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 no. You good? You good now? I thought you had blanked out. Y'all know that we can't do nothing about the internet, you guys. I don't know what's going on. It's like it's always slow. And you know what? That's another thing. Since the pandemic happened, the streaming service is like dragging. You like, come on, get your life together, right?
Too many people are
So yeah,
in.
you definitely want yeah, that's what it is. Too many people online. But you definitely want those different streams of income. So I think at this point, I want to take questions. Does anybody have any questions, you guys? I think next time we're gonna stream straight to okay. Let me see if anybody has any questions on YouTube. Do. That should be a t-shirt. It be a t-shirt. Danielle said nothing. Okay. Oh my god, that's so funny. It'd be a t-shirt. Danielle's nothing. Okay, don't do me. Don't do me. Okay, guys. But yeah, um, what was I gonna say? Anybody have any questions? You can go ahead and put them. But I did want to say, um, I had a question right Instagram, you guys. you guys. There was a few people that was asking. I'm actually getting on here now. You guys don't want to watch me go through Instagram, do you? Be like, excuse me, get to the point, get your line. Man. Okay, so the question was, should you have any side jobs to supplement your income? What do you think, Kayla? I think we kind of covered this, but
Yes.
let's see. I still been. Go ahead.
Yes, I still think you should, unless until you're comfortable with what you're making. I mean, if you have a husband, unless you both, or you have a partner, you have someone that's helping you, you have your mom or whatever, you both of you guys are contributing into the bills in the house, I mean, in the household, you still need to feel comfortable. Like, you know what I mean? It will never feel right to do it because again, it's a money that was coming in, but until you feel like, okay, this person, your partner is okay without your income, or you replace your income with your art, then you can go ahead and quit. You know what I mean? And in the meantime, you're gonna have to do part time. When you get home, you kick the hard, you hit wherever you work, your little section where you create. You just sit there every single day and create. Start building your social media. Start reaching out to people. Start selling your art. Start going to markets. Start showing the world your art, and then little by little it will come, but it comes with consistency of advertising your work. And I'm really bad at this. We see, I'm telling you that because I know it works, because I had seen my social media going from what at the end of, by April I had maybe 400 followers, and then but now is at 1,400. But then I got tired because I did it every single day. And I have three kids as well, so that become even harder. But I know the consistency work. I know showing the world your work every single
Hold
day works. I know it works, but that doesn't mean I'm doing it, which is my 2021 goal. I need to do it. I think we should all keep each other accountable to post on social media.
Yeah, we're definitely you guys. This is if you happen to be definitely join our community over on Facebook, you guys, and don't forget to share, and subscribe. So that we can help more artists, right? Because that's the name of the game, is us helping more people find their passion and purpose and help them through these points of creation. Because I know when I first began being an artist, like this, I couldn't find any information, and sometimes you reach out to certain people and they're like, no, I'm too busy, I can't talk to you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely share, like, and love this, you guys. Share to all your creative friends and all the things. And then we have some more questions right from Facebook, you guys. Oh, I can put you guys comments up. You may not see who is saying it, because you would have to request, but we'll show this one. Hi everybody. Let's see. There we go. Can you guys see that? Are artists ready to be around the public? Gallery and paint parties. I'm gonna let you, Kayla.
Well, I mean, some people ask me to do paint parties. I'm the one that's like, well, I did one during the pandemic. I did it at the church, and I said I will do it unless I stand on, in the podium up front where I'm not walking around, because there was 40 women that attended. Again, it depends on the place, the person. Most people are skeptical right now. They kind of like, but I had seen people that done gallery events currently, and everyone had their mask on. But again, they restricted how many people can be inside of the gallery. I mean, for the investment right now, I would not go with galleries, because what if I'm renting the wall, and then they only allowing 10 people per day to look at your stuff? Or if they're doing if they're doing an event and they only allow 10 people to come in, the chances of one of these 10 people to buy your art that's on the wall is very slim. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the gallery event, I would not do it. The paint party, I did one during the pandemic, but again, I said I would do it, but I will not be walking around the 40 attendees and showing how to do it. I will stand way further than 6 feet away, and then I will be teaching. They gave me a mic, and then everyone could hear me. So I told them I would do it, but I would not be doing like I used to do. Before, I used to go sit with the people and have fun and talking. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that now. But I have done pen parties, and the
Mm-hmm.
other companies are still doing pen parties too. What's it called? Painting with the twist. The one by my house are doing
Oh,
them, but they only doing them
paint with
by
it.
yeah, they are doing. I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida, so they are doing them here, but they're doing them by
Like,
group. For like, if you have your event, they will do it for you, but they're not open to the same way they were before. So yeah, I mean, if this is how you make your money, I would say do it, but just be mindful of just standing 6 feet away from everyone or something like that, which is what I did when I did it. Um, but I did one in July, I think, right in the middle of the pandemic. So,
yeah, I have, well, I was asked to do like an appearance or whatever and like do like a live painting thing. And this was sometime like a couple of months ago. And I said no because for me, it wouldn't be good for me to do it because my son has, immunocompromised. He's been through a lot. He was in and out of the hospital. He almost passed away when he was 2 years old from complications. He had like a respiratory tube down his throat. So if he gets sick, he's done. I'll never see him again. So for me, I'm really super duper
mhm.
like, no, everybody that comes in has to get sprayed down. All the box from M1 have to get sprayed down. Like, I need to wear gloves when I go to the door because I'm not trying to get sick for real. I don't want to get
Well,
sick.
I
So for
mean,
me, I feel too Go ahead.
and it's not a big business now. The pen parties are slowing down. Most people are doing them virtually now. You just go on Zoom. So I had plenty of people contact me for Zoom pen parties. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a more of an hour thing because when I do a pen party within an hour and a half, we are done. But to do Zoom and everyone is at their home, I can't really teach. But I might consider it in the future. But I'm not. I'm just not a artist. I'm just not a Zoom person. So I'm like, I don't know. But a lot of people now, everyone is doing them virtually. You ship them the canvases, and then they are doing it at home. Like everything now, people notice they actually can do it inside their home. They don't have to go anywhere. But it's not a great market right now. So
She said Florida don't care.
Florida, let me tell you, if you come
Florida,
here,
like, we don't care.
you wouldn't even think there's a pandemic.
Oh,
Let me tell you, girl, you wouldn't even think there's a
my
pandemic.
God.
This is a different
You know
world. I
what?
went
I'm
to,
trying to figure out who.
it's
Let
funny,
me
like
tell
I
you,
went to
there's
North
a
Carolina.
lady I follow on Instagram. It's insane. There's a woman I follow on Instagram. I love her. She's Black Girl Magic. She's a crafter and she lives in Miami. And she showed a video with his people was on this thing like a, I don't even know what you call that thing, like a paint boat. And they was like,
Uh-huh.
woo!
Oh yeah, people
They was like,
living their best life
woo! Like there was no thing
Seriously, you wouldn't even think there's a pandemic here. Like, and I went to North Carolina, I went to Greensboro, and everything is still slowly opening. And I'm like, hold on, what step are we on in Florida? Because let me tell you,
going
you
on.
could,
Wait a minute, like what's happening?
Oh, the restaurants are full on weekends,
Like
girl. It's
what's going
crazy.
on? And then they be mad. They be like,
Oh no, they just people were just
wow,
leaving
you
for
know
the
what? I don't
weekend.
know what to say about that. I feel like
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I don't know what everyone else is doing, but I know what I'm doing. It no. Yes, I know what I'm doing. That's how I see it.
I'm telling you.
Oh, she's
Vanessa says, so is Pino's plan? She said, I'm doing them as well, but virtually.
virtual.
Okay.
Yeah, most
So a
most
lot of
people are
people,
doing
so
them.
go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh yeah, that's all I was saying. I was like, most people are doing them virtual. I mean, virtually now. It's all online.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing it virtually, you guys, and that's when we talk about before we get in. We'll jump on the last stuff. I just want to get some of these questions out, you guys, because we're gonna get on the last step in a minute. But that's part of diversifying your income, right? Because when the pandemic happened, everybody was scrambling, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And that's what we did. Like, I pivoted to doing virtual paint parties and yada, yada, yada. And I think everybody pretty much almost pivoted to that if you're interested in doing kind of paint parties and stuff like that. But I mean, I think it became such a thing, and people are like so over Zoom at this point.
Oh,
People are
people
like
had
so
gotten
over
used to
doing
it
paint
now.
parties on Zoom.
People had gotten
They right?
Yeah,
Oh my
people are
God! It
celebrating their
says yes. I
birthdays.
usually exactly. It says somebody says a Facebook user. I think it's Lasandra. Lasandra is in the house. Just in case you guys are new around, go introduce ourselves. My name is Danielle, and this is Keila. We are artists, and we're talking all about should you be quitting your job to become a full time artist. So we're giving out tips, tricks, and our unfiltered opinion, okay, on the art world. And of course, hashtag Danielle didn't say it, okay? So yeah, you guys definitely don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you're liking this content and share it with your friends. Okay, so somebody was saying, oh, Lysandra was saying, yes, I usually talk them out of it with the boxes, but some really push a hoe crazy. Oh, so I
I
think she was
wish.
saying that she does boxes.
No, she
Um,
does the paint parties. She does the
oh,
paint
what you
parties. She
don't?
usually get them out of the Zoom. I wish most of mine they want a host, and I'm like, oh my God, this thing gonna be more than an hour, girl. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, you know, right? So it's like I think that's why I kind of on doing it because it was like a pain in the neck between like doing the YouTube and all of that stuff, and then have to like do Zoom for like.
Yeah,
And do
have
you
to
guys
set
do
up
it for
properly
each
too.
paint party box?
Yes. And then you gotta set up for the Zoom
Oh
for they can see
God,
all angle of what you're
I
painting.
know
It's
the
a lot.
sun. Right. Wow. Oh, shout out, you guys. Shout out. Let up for my moderators in the house. Moderators in the hizzy. Moderator Vanessa, my friend Keila, that is here chatting with us today, all about Business Mondays. And we'll be here same time, same place every week, you guys. So in case you miss this week's chat, definitely vote on the poll in Facebook so that we can know exactly what you guys want us to talk about each week. We're going to be here on Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But shout out to the moderators. We got new to moderators in the Creative Girl of Color group, you guys. And I'm so excited about that. New people, family. They've done such a good job already. The group is looking wonderful. Unicorns are flying through the sky. All is well. Yes. Okay. So Vanessa, you like, I feel you. I recently had a friend reach out to have me host, and I'm not feeling that at all.
Hmm. I'm not feeling it either.
Exactly. I just didn't talk to blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's too much. And then somebody was saying, I think it's Lysandra. I can't see your name on YouTube, but I know it's you because I'm on Facebook too. When are we having a Creative Girls retreat? Yay!
Oh, we should do that.
Jesus Christ, that's what I
I'm
want to
all for
know.
it.
Okay,
That's I don't know.
that's what I
Yeah.
want to know. All right.
Yeah. We should just do a Zoom thing
Kayla's like,
where we all get
I don't
together.
know. We're gonna
We
all.
should do a Zoom thing where we should do a Zoom
No, I
retreat.
feel like, I mean, what do you guys think? Oh, you know what, you guys? You know what, you guys? There's a new app. It's not even a new app, but I forgot what. But it's like an app where you guys can do a conference, and we do a whole conference where you can like go in rooms and do different activities. It's like a
Oh,
real conference, but they made it online. So
oh,
I think that I was thinking about that. You reading my mind,
yeah.
Lysandra.
We
Come
can all
on,
paint and
come
then
on
talk
through,
and sip
baby.
on our wines. Yeah,
Okay,
all paint and then talk. That would have been fun.
exactly. We could, I think that'll be fun because they have like you can have different rooms, and then we could even make it like a whole thing where
Mhm.
I'm sorry, you guys, if you're watching this watching this on a replay, probably like, what are they doing? Are they having like a whole conversation about?
We need to talk about what
Sorry, you
what Danielle
guys. Sorry.
said. Danielle said that's why.
Yeah, I know. Danielle said nothing. Hashtag that. Okay. Danielle said nothing. Anyway, I think we're gonna talk about that more. Lasanja, we're gonna talk about that more offline, live on Facebook and YouTube, and
Yes.
people probably gonna be like, "What are they doing?" Or you know how people like, "What are they doing?" And they having a conversation about that, whatever. Ah, okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right. So let's move on to the last one, you guys. Our last tip. Um, let's see. Da. And our last tip of the day, baby, is Shamon. Okay. So
It
our
shows. You
last
said,
tip of the day is God
are you
knows what
ready
it
to be
is,
an
right?
entrepreneur?
In 2021. That's the question of the day, you guys. I want you guys to comment below. What are your plans as an entrepreneur for 2020? Are you guys ready to tackle the year? Are you doing content planning? What are your dreams? If you could reach for the stars, and I can give you the stars and all the things that you want for 2021, what is it? You know what I mean? I really would like to know that. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and comment below and tell me, what do you have planned? Now, being an guys, as we talked about, and this will be our last words. Um, being an entrepreneur is not for play, right? It's something that you really have to think about it. I think a lot of times, especially in the digital age, in the age of social media, a lot of people make entrepreneurship and being an artist make it really fun. They make it seem so easy, or they make it really appealing. And a lot of people decide to go into that field based off of popularity. Maybe it seems so fun, they really want to get into it. So this is something I really want you guys to think about. Is art going to be a hobby for you, or is this going to be a business? And which way are you tackling it like a business? Are you really thinking about it in that way? Do you have the entrepreneur spirit? Are you the type of person Nobody has to tell you what you need to do. You just boom, boom, boom. You think out of the box. You know, you have the spirit. Do you possess those things? Are you a planner? Are you a person that really, like, do people come to you and say, hey, I want you to put this together because I know you can get it done? Are you organized? These are some of the things that you guys should definitely be thinking about as we move into 2021, because guess what? Okay, Kayla and Vanessa, we are ready, right? I've already got my content planning, yada yada, together. I've already been content planning. I've actually planned half of my year already, you guys. Okay.
Wow.
So hopefully you guys are doing the same. Um I pretty much know what my goals are, where I want to go with it, what brands I want to work at, all of these different things. These are the things I'm thinking about because, again, if you accumulate all the 5 tips that we kind of gave and things that we all about building generational wealth, especially for my family and our communities, about building generational wealth and me figuring out sustainable, varied, different streams of income that's going to continue to make me money and pour value into my community, right? All at the same time. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money and still pouring into your community all at the same time. I mean, what are your thoughts on it, Kayla?
Same thing. Like you said, are you ready to make it a business, or are you ready to keep doing it as a hobby? I mean, that's your plan. That's you who need to sit down and write a business plan, go and figure it out, answer the questions, why you want to do this one, why. I mean, all these things. So make sure that Danielle said nothing. So make sure, so make sure you're ready. Make sure you're planning, especially planning. I see a lot of people just start a business just by posting one or two things on Facebook, and everyone is like, "Oh, we like it. Where do we buy?" But they never had a plan. It's the plan is the key. So make sure you have a plan before you make the jump. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't tell you when to make the jump. You know when to make the jump, but make sure you think about it and change your mindset. It's treat it like a business. That's what it is. Because when a family and friends come and ask you, you know, you should go ahead and ask yourself, oh, how much do I charge for this? You can give a discount, but it's still a business. You know what I mean? So make sure you're ready for all of those things before you go ahead and make the jump, technically.
Exactly. And that's a great tip to end on, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much to you guys that showed up. Sorry for any technical difficulties and rambling about our retreat. Retreat that we're gonna be planning soon. Make sure you're part of the group on Facebook so you can be part of the fake retreat or the virtual retreat. Okay, you guys. Um, it's absolute insanity. People are gonna be like, what are they doing?"
I think they're gonna
They are
just
doing the
the
most,
only thing they're gonna
okay?
remember is Daniel said nothing. They're gonna remember Daniel said nothing. Just
I know. Oh, I also want to take some time to give a big, big shout out to my patrons. Thank you so, so much. I always forget this every time I get on the live, and I cannot forget to thank the people that have had my back since day one, that continue to pour into home, into my community so, so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much to you guys out there in the Creative Girl community that continue to show up for us and pour into us as well. And now again, you guys, if you would like to donate to the channel, you can go ahead and buy us a coffee. Set up buy us a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/creative girl of color, because everything on Creative Girl of Color's channel and Facebook page is all 100% free, because I'm all about providing content for people that want to increase their sales and their value on Facebook for artists. So go ahead and donate, you guys. And you want to take us out, Keila, and tell them to hit you up on your website?
Sure. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I couldn't see everyone's comments, so I'm just going by what Daniel is reading off Facebook, but I couldn't see YouTube or Instagram. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can find me under Designs by Kayla from Instagram and Facebook. And my website is at the bottom, designsbykayla.com. So we'd like to see you guys over there. Bye.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I love you guys so, so much. Be good to yourselves and be
Bye.
good to each other. And most importantly, wear a mask.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. It's like play the music, play the ending music. Oh my god, I'm telling you. Wait, hold on, you guys.